Good morning, this is Dr. Duresti with the Cranial Release Technique. It's Sunday, September 11, 2022. I'm in Hampton Bays, New York. That's the east end of Long Island. And this is take two because I just did what I thought was a pretty good explanation and I realized I didn't hit the record button. So let's try this again. Okay, so in the last few little lectures that I did, we talked about something called universal intelligence, what some people would call Mother Nature, what we in chiropractic and the healthcare fields call universal intelligence, this intelligence that controls and coordinates all functions in nature. I'm here at the bay side. Behind me about 3 miles is the ocean, and right now we're at high tide, and there's a very calm sea, as you can see out there. But as we know, what's going to happen is the water will start to retract from the bay, the levels will go down, and then in 4 hours we'll be at low tide, and then another 4 hours we'll be back at high tide, and this constant movement back and forth, like the wind and the sun and the tides. And this concept of movement is really what I want to discuss today. Because within us we have movements as well. We have voluntary movements like moving your arms and your legs, and we have the involuntary movement. Moving of the lungs and the ribs to breathe. The digestive system is moving. But we also have another system that's moving that most people are not aware of, and that's the cranial system or the craniosacral system. So it was Dr. Sutherland back in the 1800s that discovered that the cranium, the head, and its 22 bones are constantly moving in a rhythmic pattern, like the tides, in and out, up and down, or what we call flexion and extension, opening and closing. And to the extent that those movements are happening normally or optimally, will determine the overall health of the body through the central nervous system, the brain, and the spinal cord. And if you go back to Gray's Anatomy, the anatomy book that we all used in chiropractic or medical or dental school, it says, and I quote, "The purpose of the brain and spinal cord is to control and coordinate all functions in the body." So everything that you're aware of and not aware of is under the control of the brain and spinal cord. So if the cranium is not moving and functioning normally and breathing normally, we like to say, then that will negatively impact how the central nervous system functions, which will then impact on how your body functions. And the purpose of the cranial release technique is so simple. It's to restore the primary respiratory mechanism, to maximize the movement, regardless of whether you're a newborn, you're 60, or you're 99. It doesn't really matter. It also doesn't matter what health condition you have or that you don't have. So the patient that would come in to see me with low back pain would get the same type of cranial release technique as the person who came in to see me with a migraine, or the athlete that wanted to improve their performance. It really doesn't matter. The technique is exactly the same. That may not make sense to you right now, but that is just the fundamental rule of the cranial release technique. The website is cranialrelease.com. There's a button there that says online training. So if you're a practitioner, if you're a medical doctor, a dentist, a physical therapist, a chiropractor, massage therapist, acupuncturist, whatever it is that you do, if you'd like to enhance your results and you're not currently using the cranial release technique, I would highly, highly recommend that you take a look. cranialrelease.com. Online training program will bring you to the online program, and that will tell you how you can learn the cranial release technique in the comfort of your home or office. Feel free to comment below. This is Dr. Duresti signing off from the Hamptons. Adios, my friends, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.